Radhe Radhe. Thank you, Sunil ji. Thank you, Prakash ji, for such a wonderful session. Radhe Radhe. Good morning, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Daily Wisdom from Bhagavad Gita session. Radhe Radhe, Nitin ji, over to you.
Radhe Radhe Pallavi ji, thank you. And thank you, Prakash ji and Sunil bhai, for a wonderful session, like always. Very warm welcome to all of you to today's edition of Daily Wisdom from Bhagavad Gita. We are on the topic of Guru. And today we will talk about the concept of initiation, Diksha, whether it's needed, why not. We'll get into details of that today. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen and we will get underway with our opening prayers. Hope you're able to see my screen.
Yes.
All right. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Radhe Radhe, good morning, good evening everyone once again. So let's get started. There's a shloka we are on, 4.34. We'll probably have one more session if needed to conclude this, and then we'll move on to our next shloka. So I'm going to recite it. You're welcome to follow along. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninastattvadarshanah. Okay, let's take a few hands.
Yes. Radhe Radhe. Sandhya ji, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnen sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninastattvadarshanah.
Very nice. Looks like you downloaded this shloka from Brahmand. Well said. All right.
Riya ji. Radhe Radhe. Please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe ji.
Thank you. Radhe Radhe. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninastattvadarshinah.
Nice. Thank you, Riya ji.
Yeah, thank you, Riya ji. I'll go ahead. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Tadvidhi pranipatena परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
Wonderful. Very nice. Thank you, Pallavi ji. So let's get started. In this shloka, Lord Krishna is saying, learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him with reverence and render service unto him. Such an enlightened scene can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. Now one may wonder, Lord Krishna is telling Arjun the same. Where is Arjun's guru? Where is Arjun going to find the guru? He's on the battlefield, he's asking this question, and he's asking this question to Lord Krishna. And Krishna is saying, go to a spiritual master. Now Arjun is very smart. In 2.7 itself, he said, Shishyasteham shadhimam tuam prapannam. He said, I am your shishya and I am prapann in front of you. Prapann means surrendered. So when somebody is accepting himself as a shishya, of course, the other person, entity there is God himself. So that is why even in the prayer we talk about Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. He's the original Jagat Guru, and he utilized that opportunity to provide this message or the beautiful song of God as we know it for the welfare of the humanity and the generations to come. So Arjun got the benefit of having the original Jagat Guru, Krishna himself, by saying Shadhi Mam Tvam Prapannam in 2.7. And that shloka is an inflection point in Bhagavad Gita, because until that point, Krishna is not giving him any gyan. Only when he says, I am your Shishya, and then he says Tvam Prapannam, he's not saying Pannam. Pannam means I'm going down in front of. Prapanna means I'm putting my intellect in front of you. But did he really put his intellect? Not yet, quite, because he's asking questions. Okay, towards the end, he says, Nashto Mam, like now my delusions have gotten dispelled. But it has taken a while for him to get to that point. But in this particular shloka, Lord Krishna is telling that in order for you to learn the truth, you need to approach a spiritual master, and that's what we have been discussing. We've spoken about the importance of a mentor even in the material world, and why it is even so more important on the spiritual path, because scriptural understanding is something that's not an undertaking we can take on our own. We need to know the Sanskrit, we need to know the context, then we need to know the intricacies, because this knowledge is divine knowledge. And then if the doubts come, who's going to resolve it? First of all, do we even have the capacity to read the scriptures pretty much on our own? So given all those factors, that's not something which is achievable, and that is why there is a need for a guru. And our scriptures also tell us that Guru needs to be Shrotri and Brahmanisht. He needs to be scripturally well versed as well as God realized. He should have seen the truth himself. And then he goes on to say, inquire from him with reverence and render service unto him. Such an enlightened saint can impart knowledge unto you because he's seen the truth. So we have discussed a lot of concepts about Guru. Today we will build on that. But like always we do, we'll start with our Soul Soup segment. So as part of this segment, today we are going to talk about we are on the series of success, happiness, and fulfillment series. Okay? And we spoke about enthusiasm. And today we will talk about what are the, there are speed bumps. When we are cruising along, there comes a bump which impedes our speed. Similarly, for us to stay motivated, there are certain bumps that can bring down our enthusiasm in life. It is important to recognize those. And then we will talk about the secret as we continue on this series on how to maintain our enthusiasm. But let's have an understanding. It's good to have that awareness and some of the factors that can bring down your enthusiasm in life. And I picked up some of the factors in our work, right? Most of the people work. Let's look at it. Now, what are the things that can demotivate us or bring down our enthusiasm? Seeing a non-performer getting rewarded, right? In front of you, somebody doesn't do Dutch, and all of a sudden he gets rewarded, or people are going gaga over him. Wow, what a job he has done. Right? That can demotivate you. It can bring your enthusiasm down. What else? Failure or fear of failure, that can demotivate you as well. Right? There are so many times we don't even take up something because we are too worried. What if we fail? Or if we are not going to do, something inside you tells you, what, I cannot do it. So then the easy disguise for us is get demotivated. Okay, no, I don't want to do it, I don't feel like, because inherently you're feeling scared of doing that. So fear of failure can also result in bringing down your enthusiasm. Negative criticism, that's a very common one. If somebody puts you down, you are like, oh my God, what has happened? As if your entire world has crashed. It's very difficult to take negative criticism, right? It's difficult for people to take that. And that's one of the things Lord Krishna is saying. Take criticism and praise alike. When you do that, then you are there. Because when somebody praises you, you are flying high. And when somebody criticizes you, we crash down. That's not the way to go. I'll tell you a quick story around it. There was a guy who was entrusted with taking care of some gold coins. Okay, so this person, he was somebody was going away. I think he had some, he was supposed to go out, and he entrusted him with all his gold coins. So he said, you know what, I'm going to come back after 2 years. Unfortunate, I cannot take it along with me. I have to go on a duty, but when I'll come back, give it back to me. So he gave him the gold coins. He came back after 2 years. And when he came back after 2 years, he started counting the gold coins. And when he counted the 2 coins, it was less. There were 2 coins missing. And he started criticizing him big time. You cheat, you dishonest guy, I trusted you, this, that. He started, screaming and shouting at him because 2 coins were less. So this guy just listened on to him. He had done his, he had kept all the coins that he had given him, but this guy started blaming him and then cursing him and all that stuff, criticizing him basically, and he was quiet. And then this guy, he collects his coins and goes back home. And when he goes back home, he sees in his one of the walls, where he had used to store those 2 coins were there. So when those 2 coins were there, previously this news had spread, and people also started calling him thief and all that stuff. So severe criticism, but he was fine. And then when he saw those 2 gold coins, they were sitting in his home only. He comes back and he tells everybody, no, he's not a cheat. And then people started praising him. That, oh my God, what kind of an honest guy he is. He's such a wonderful person, this and that. So this guy says, तुम्हारी प्रशंसा को खाक और तुम्हारी निंदा को खाक. So basically, I don't care about whether you praise or you criticize me. That is an attitude. Krishna is saying equanimity. We don't care about it. So we should not seek for praises. And if somebody criticizes us, just tolerate it. Stay equanimous. That is the key. So negative criticism, if our enthusiasm goes down, we need to be watchful around that as well. Lack of direction, when we don't have a direction, somebody gives you something and you don't have a direction, that can also bring down motivation or enthusiasm. Responsibility without authority. You are made a prime, but you don't have authority. Okay. You can't take decisions. That can also bring down enthusiasm. What else? Unfair treatment. If you are unfairly treated, it can also bring down enthusiasm. Public humiliation, criticism. So these are the factors which can bring down your enthusiasm. Okay, now I'll tell you a story of 2 guys. There were 2 brothers who used to live in Toronto. And elder brother's life was in shambles. He was a drug addict. And he would drink enough to be able to float a ship. That much drinking he would do every day. He could float a ship in drinks. And he was a wife beater. Domestic violence he would do. He could never stick to any job he got. So basically his life was in shambles. And then he was sent to prison for attacking his boss. So, that was icing on the cake. On the other hand, his younger brother, he had a perfect life. Good health, well-behaved children, well-paying job, satisfied bosses, helpful neighbors. Everything was working out well for him. Now, social scientists, they were curious to know how 2 brothers who had grown up in the same environment were so different in their ways. Okay. So they asked the elder brother why he's the way he is. And, what is the reason for his failure in life? And this guy said, what else could I do? My father was a drunkard and he died of liver cirrhosis at the age of 38. While growing up, I saw him getting drunk every night, creating a ruckus and beating the family members. Having been raised in such a miserable family environment, it was natural for me to become like that. That is the reason he gave. Now, the social scientists, they commiserated. He's right. It's a fault of his upbringing. Then they asked the younger brother how his life was such a success. And he said, how can I ever become a drunkard? I always, while growing up, I always saw my father getting drunk. He ruined his health, his family, job, pretty much peace of mind for the family as well. And seeing the mistakes he made, there was no way I could repeat those in my life. Now, the social scientist again commiserated. He said, he's right. He learned his lessons observing the mistakes made by his father. So what is it that actually brings about the motivation to do or enthusiasm to do or not to do something? Right? So there is a secret for that. That is what we are going to talk about tomorrow. Okay. Same environment, 2 different people will behave differently. What is that secret? We will talk about it in the series tomorrow. Now let's get back to our topic of Bhagavad Gita. So we said is it a shortcut to attain God while all the worldly desires remain? Now, what is the special power in the Guru mantra that is given in the ear? That is what we are going to talk about. Disciple at the time of Diksha, initiation. That is what we said, right? We will pick up that topic for discussion today. So there is a mantra that is given in their ear, especially, and especially at the time of Diksha and initiation. And that is a practice followed, and there are some rituals that follow as well as part of this process, right? Now, we will try to understand, is it a must or is it something that, one can follow or not? Now, is it compulsory to receive a mantra for our devotion? Is a question that it brings. Now, we are told to keep it a secret. What will happen if we tell it to our friends? Anybody wants to take this question? Basically, two questions. Is it compulsory to receive a mantra for our devotion? Secondly, initiation. And then we are told to keep it a secret. What happens if we tell it to our friends? And then, is it a shortcut to attain God while all the worldly desires remain? If you get a mantra, is it a formula for you to attain God? Anybody who has some kind of a thoughts on this? These are the questions we'll tackle today. Yes, Imani? Go ahead,
Please
Imani.
go ahead, Imani.
So if we tell it to friends, so Guru would give a mantra based on the path that the disciple is ready for. So if they're ready for Gyan or Bhakti or Karma Yoga, and if we tell it to our friends, they may not be ready for the same path. So, it may not be applicable. So it's like a customized mantra that Guru would give. So.
Okay. So that's what your understanding is. Typically, you think it's a customized, different mantra for different people?
Yeah, based on their path that Guru has decided for them.
So if Himani goes to Guru, she's on a bhakti path, she'll get one mantra, and then if Shyamji goes to the same Guru, we will give a different mantra, you're saying?
For the same bhakti path? It also depends on, like, how much preparation I already have. Like if I have like 1% preparation, good Guru might give some mantra. If Shamji has like 30-40% preparation, I don't know.
Okay.
Customized. Yeah, I think it's customized. I don't know.
Okay, all right. We'll tackle this question. Yes, Shyamji, you want to say something? So there's a customized mantra, okay? It's a super secret. And if you disclose it somewhere, what will happen? Yeah, go ahead, Shyamji.
Please go ahead, Shyamji.
Radhe Radhe. I also had the same thought because my mom was a Radha and she had Diksha from the Maharaji. I always thought that why do all this, as you always say, that कान में डालते हैं मंत्र, but as उनके तो they have lakhs of followers. So I always thought, why would they give everybody individually the same mantra? Or if they give the same mantra to everybody, then why are they not supposed to talk about the mantra with other fellow mantra holders? Why is it that they always keep it secret? I always had that question, but now once I'm in this bhakti path, I really do not want to know or want to care ki mantra is I no offenses, but it is all make no sense. Since when bhakti is itself very vast, very emotional, very personal. So we don't need any mantra, but people do give mantra in the ear, and I guess they tell the devotees that do not share. What is the logic behind that? I would like to know from the Guru itself.
Okay, yeah, we'll tackle that question too. Have you heard about mass initiation as well? In bulk initiation also happens these days. Okay, in one shot you will initiate so many people. Okay, yes, Madhuji, you wanted to say something?
Yes, Radhe Radhe Madhuji, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe everybody. I had a lot of doubts regarding this mantra initiation and the earlier years of my initial initiation with the association with different spiritual gurus. And I always questioned my mother, like why she would go to a certain place and they would take a mass initiation of mantras. And if it is so, then how can it be kept a secret? Because there are thousands of people, and how could mantra be given? And then I also entered into a certain group where they said it in our ears. I did that also. And then I actually, when they said it in my ears, I couldn't even understand like what it was. And then I had to ask 2-3 times to know like what it was. And they asked me to say it for several times, like do the japa of it and all that. So I found it very complicated, and I could not understand why and what. And somehow maybe my nature didn't allow me this secrecy thing and that mantra thing and everything. So Shyamji now talked about like how everything was a question to him, and once he entered this.
Did you share the mantra with everybody because you couldn't keep it a secret?
Yeah, so we entered the Bhakti Marg, and actually after I started listening to Swami Mukundanandji, though my mother used to be a huge follower of Kripalaji Maharaj, I thought that he is a very knowledgeable, like I used to keep away because he was so knowledgeable. Now I can't enter that zone, like. And though I loved it, whenever I used to sit with my mom and I used to listen, I loved it. But then I thought he's very knowledgeable. I can't enter into that zone. But with Swami Mukundanandji, like it became so easy. And actually, I'm no more pressurized also. I don't feel pressurized about doing anything. And I feel that slowly things will wean out. Whatever may be my lacuna, they will slowly wean out as I enter more and more into the Bhakti Marg, and I understand spirituality more and more. So for me, mantra, Guru mantra and all that, it won't be it won't make any difference to me. Like.
Thank you, Madhuji. I think the fact that you shared the mantra with everybody, I would put it on Yudhishthir, the curse he gave to Kunti, right? That no ladies will be able to keep secret. So that's perfectly okay. That's acceptable. Yes, Keshavji, please go ahead.
Yeah, Radhe Radhe. Keshavji, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe. For whatever reasons, I'm a firm believer. I don't believe in any mantra getting from a spiritual leader. Now, coming to the main point, निष्काम कर्म सेवा की परिकाष्ठा है ज्ञान. ज्ञान को प्राप्त करके ज्ञान की परिकाष्ठा है भक्ति, और भक्ति की परिकाष्ठा है surrender, and surrender to God. And the only mantra I believe in is Om, as per Purushottam Krishna. The smallest mantra and the biggest, most powerful mantra. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Thank you, Keshavji. Okay, so let's continue. We have enough content to cover, and then we'll come back to it. I'll just give you a concept about this, and then we can build on it. Okay, otherwise we can continue to have discussion on it, mantra or no mantra. But let's move forward in this discussion. So first of all, yes, there is a process of initiation. A lot of places they follow, right? That is perfectly okay. Now the question that is why I've asked, is it compulsory to receive a mantra for our devotion? The answer is no. You don't need that. And I'll tell you why. Okay, Maharaj has tackled this question very nicely. Okay, it's not necessary. Okay, if that makes you feel better, that's great. Because a lot of times it will be very quick and you'll not even understand that mantra, and then you'll freak out. Okay, I don't know what I missed out on. So let's try to go through it in a bit of a structured manner, using the analogies that beautifully Maharaj does. Now, when we build a house, what do we do first? Do we get the electric connection first, or do we do the wirings first? Which one would make more logical sense to do? Anybody?
Build the house first.
Anybody who disagrees? They think getting electricity first would make more sense and wirings can wait. Yes, Kumarji. Jai Shri Ram. Wanted to say something?
Yeah. Radhe Radhe, Kumarji, please go.
Yeah, Jai Shri Ram, I was going to comment on the earlier one. Do you want me to wait?
Real quick, if it is something real quick, you can go ahead.
Yeah, my thoughts on this is, do we need a mantra? The quick answer, the direct answer is no, obviously. But if people get a mantra, they should take it. It's there, given to them for some reason or the other, right? I believe it's for focus, right? People who are not able to focus need something. Really, do you need it? Probably not. Like Keshav ji said, for the first time, I totally agreed with him. Om is the pranava mantra. When you have that mantra, you don't need anything else. So you can just do that, right? Of course, Ram Nam for chanting is always there as well. So I think we don't need it, but if given, take it and don't make fun of others. See, why you shouldn't say this is usually they give you a syllable, 2-syllable thing, which really doesn't mean anything, but that's to make you focus. Now, if you share this with someone else, they're going to make fun of you for your entire life. So please don't. Our spiritual journey is our own. Do not share it with others. Thank you. Jai Shri Ram.
All right. So I'll tackle the Om part as well. The Bij mantra. It is explained as the Bij mantra in Bhagavad Gita. And every mantra usually starts with Om, and Om is our Brahmand is also Omkar Brahmand, because if you everything quietens, it is actually vibration. The vibrations or the sound that you would hear is Om when you get into deep meditative state. Why? Because the Om was the first syllable that came. How? Because first thing that was created was sound, ether. Through sound came field, air. Through air came fire. Through fire came water, and through water came the sense of void. So the first thing that was ether, and even in Bible it says first there was word. The word was with God, and the word was God. Okay, and that is basically Om syllable. Having said that, it's a Bij mantra. In our scriptures, it is called Bij mantra. If at all, a lot of people subscribe to. In fact, to people who worship Nirakar, God, Om is their mantra for that. Now, mantra in itself, I'll get to that part as well, but let's now take this discussion forward. I asked a question. When you build a house, would you first take an electricity connection, or would you rather do the wiring? And the answer was, Pallaviji is going to give the answer that we have to first take electricity. No, right? What is the answer? The fittings. You do the fittings first, right? That's pretty logical. You do the fittings and then you get the connection. Okay. Similarly, in spirituality, see, Maharaj Ji was Jagat Guru for a reason. He could resolve things like this. Okay, very clear answers he would have. So what comes first, setting the electric wirings or switches or the connection to electricity? Of course, first we set it up and then finally we give the electricity. Okay. Similarly, when we talk about mantra, right? I'll tell you about Diksha. Okay, maybe I'll get into that. Similarly, when we talk about doing the electrical fittings means you work on your antakaran. You work on your antakaran. Spirituality is all about cleansing our antakaran. Antakaran means that mind, intellect, ego, complex that we have. We work on cleansing it. The technology is to, do the seva satsang sadhana. It will start cleansing it. When you think about God, contemplate on the knowledge that God has given, and you start to imbibing it in your day-to-day life, it will cleanse you. When you are purified, then Diksha becomes a very mere formality at that point. All the fittings are done. Now the Diksha can be done. Diksha is something which can happen towards the end. It's like Guru can give that by a mere glance. He doesn't even need to give you a mantra in your ear. He can give it to you in a mere glance. Or he may choose to hug you. Diksha is done. He may choose to slap you or box you. That is also a way to do Diksha. That's about it. And what is mantra? Mantra is nothing but God's name. Right? Somebody is telling you a mantra, and then they say when you follow that ritual, that mantra becomes enlivened. It gets the power, all that stuff. But Maharaj Ji simply said, these are the ritualistic part of it. You don't need to bother about it. You simply work on your antakaran. Diksha will be given to you the day you are ready. And if Diksha was a prerequisite, then after hearing the mantra, how many people have become God realized? They're still doing the same thing, coming back and gossiping and finding faults in people and doing pretty much the same thing. After hearing the mantra, your journey should complete. And how many people's journey completes? It doesn't even start properly for a lot of them. So we should not get hung up in that aspect of it. Rather, we should focus on doing the fittings. Electricity will come. When we are ready, Guru can give it to us anytime. So it's not a prerequisite for you to get started. If somebody feels that it helps them, so be it. We are not saying that absolutely nothing. Okay, it's not a matter of reject it. But if we look at it deeply, from a scriptural standpoint, it's not a prerequisite. If somebody does that, it's good enough. But it's not a prerequisite that I did not get a Diksha, and only if I get a Diksha will I be spiritually initiated, and then only my journey will begin. Nothing of that sort. That is something I wanted to clarify very clearly. Now let's understand the process of Diksha as well. What is Diksha? Okay, meaning of Diksha, we'll talk about it. Keeping your mind focused on Guru, from whom you are benefiting more, move forward with your goal. That is the first part. Okay, these are the principles we need to stick to. No need of getting scared about gurus who fake cursing because they are not Mahapurush. Okay, now don't get scared that, okay, I'll be getting cursed and all. If a guru is a genuine guru, the only thing they can do is Kripa. They're not out there for cursing and all. Okay, so that is the second thing. Once you have reached the shelter of Mahapurush, you are under Mahapurush protection, basically, Mahashakti. Fake gurus can do no harm to you. If you're genuinely under, you actually get a Suraksha Chakra. Okay, they are actually both your protector and your witness. That is the power of a true guru. There are tons of examples around it. That doesn't mean that, we can jump off a cliff and he'll save us. Point here is there is Suraksha Chakra about a lot of things. Actually speaking, see, the shloka is saying render service to Guru. Right? Bhagavad Gita, the shloka that we are doing is saying worship him with reverence and render service to him. Factually, Guru is serving you. We have no clue how much serving they are doing to us every moment. They serve us much more than we are capable of serving them. This is how the relationship gets established. How do they serve you? They protect the knowledge. They create conducive circumstances for you. They sprout the seed of devotion within you. They are actually cutting things out of your life which are called anartha nivritti for you, and so much so that they are also fighting with your sanskars when the bad sanskars come, and at times they can even fight with your prarabdha if need be. That is the power of Guru. So we have no idea how much they fight for us. They are serving us just because we have aligned to the path and we are showing sincerity to go towards God. That much power Guru has. So they are actually serving you. Okay. And where an antakaran is purified, time for Diksha arrives. Now we are talking about Diksha. Before that, it is all electrical fittings that we are doing. Now we are ready for the connection. And when you do fit all the electric appliances on your house, then calls powerhouse for power supply. Once the power is sent, all appliances in your house start working immediately. That is the concept of Diksha. Not that you start off and then do nothing about it. Okay, then it's more of a ritualistic thing, which is not needed, truly speaking. If you want to do that, that's perfectly okay. A lot of process, they follow that formal process around it, which is fine, but it is not a prerequisite. Okay, and people get stuck with that only. And when Antakaran Shuddhi is done, there is nothing else to do. Only relishing ras after that. And this is Diksha, spiritual happiness. What is spiritual happiness? Now let's understand that. Once you have become purified, then it is divine happiness. It can never be lost or nor be stolen. It is given to you by Guru. That very moment the purification has happened, there is not even a second's delay. You get divine happiness immediately. And it is something that can never go away. It cannot be lost or stolen by anybody. There's nothing for you to worry about maintaining it. It will not be lost even if you do sadhana for losing it. Now you do start doing sadhana to lose it, you cannot lose it. Okay, once come, it never goes, which is a good thing. Now even Shyam Sundar cannot get away with what to speak of us. Okay, you cannot basically lose this happiness. This is how it goes. Now even Shyam Sundar accepts defeat when Mahapurush asks him to leave his heart. So if you tell, like there was a Surdas story actually. Surdas ji was, I think, walking once. He was coming somewhere. He could not see, and then he was about to fall in a pit. So Krishna saw him. He said, "My devotee is going to fall in a pit." So then he said, he just came close to him and guided him that, okay, can you please move aside, and helped him out so that he doesn't fall in the pit. But Surdas, being Surdas, he understood this is not an ordinary boy, this is a special boy. And he tried to catch him. When he tried to catch him, Krishna, like big yogis can't catch him, and you can't simply catch him just like that. And Krishna started laughing and ran away. And then he said a very classic, and I have not remembered the verse, but what he said, Nirbal Jani Mohi, basically thinking of me as Nirbal means without much strength, you're running away from me. But I will consider you a man if you can run away from my heart. Show me how you can run away from my heart. You don't have the power to do that. Okay, so the point here is, even Shyam Sundar, Krishna, God does not, he accepts defeat because once he enters, he cannot leave. That's it. It's his principle, right? So that is the nature of divine happiness. And then divine love is such a great power. It can only be given to qualified persons. If you give it to an unqualified person, his body will burst, unable to tolerate it. If somebody were to give you divine bliss right now, our body will disintegrate. That's it. We cannot tolerate it. Okay, that much it is. Even happiness, worldly happiness, we cannot tolerate beyond a point. And here we are talking about divine happiness. Even a trace of it, you will explode. That's it. You need a lot of, what do you call that, strength, pure heart to be able to tolerate that. That is the power of happiness. Okay. And we know that even in the world, if somebody starts getting whacked, see, it's God's mercy that he has created a cutoff point in either side. If somebody starts getting whacked, and if he could continue tolerating it, then pain can become infinite, and he's still tolerating it. And what's the point? But God has done, after a certain point, he'll pass out. So he will faint. On the other hand, if you get happiness beyond a point, you'll faint again. There's a joke, right? There was a guy who had a heart attack, and then he got a heart attack, and then he hits a jackpot of 100 million. And the doctor said, you know what, don't disclose this news to him, because if he hears it, he'll have an immediate faint of, he'll immediately faint. He may even have an attack again because of happiness. I'll handle it. He said, all right. So he said, suppose if you hit a 5 million lottery, what will you do? He said, if I hit a 5 million, I'll pay off my debt, mortgage. He said, if 10, then I will, marry my daughter off. He said 20. He said 20, then I'll marry my second daughter off. He had 4 daughters. He said 30. He said, then I will complete everything and then plan for a good vacation. That's what I want to do. He said, what if you hit 100? All of a sudden he said 100. He said, are you joking? If I hit 100, I promise you I'll give 50% to you. On hearing that, the doctor's heart failed. Okay, his heart collapsed. So the point is, we cannot take happiness and sadness beyond a point. And the divine love is an extreme happiness. We cannot tolerate even a trace of it. So God will give us when we are qualified. And that qualification comes when our heart is purified. Okay, then he gives you the ability for that as well. Right? They say that a tigress milk can only be held in a gold vessel. If you try to hold it in another vessel, it will fall down. I don't know if somebody has tried that or not, but there's a saying around it. And it could be that we may have tried many gurus in our infinite past lifetime seeking God. And it's also possible that either guru was not true or we were not true to follow his sadhana. So it's not the first time it's happening, but somewhere that connect did not get established. A philosopher's stone can turn something gold only when there is a contact established. If there is a wrapper around the philosopher's stone, right, or a wrapper around that object, which is our intellect covering, it says, oh, you know what, it makes sense. But this thing does not make sense. So we were not able to complete our surrender in any of the lifetimes. Our Buddhi Devi, as I told you, intellect, it plays tricks with us. And that is why we are not able to complete the journey. So it's not the first time they're getting. So the concept of so if you look at the guru aspect of it, guru is the one who is telling us, he gives us the knowledge, right? He tells us all these things that you see, the vices, the enjoyment and the luxuries and all the stuff that we typically crave for, there is happiness in this thing. Our mind thinks that way. And then repeated contemplation basically builds an attachment around it. What is the mother of attachment? The desire. And this desire that there is happiness in this thing, if you look at it, it's inherent like thirst to body. We will continue to desire such things. And if you look at it, because we are part of the ocean of bliss, we will continue to seek happiness in these things until Guru comes and tells you the things the way they are, not as they seem. Okay, and that is the importance of Guru. He is the only person who can remove that ignorance over time and will work on you. So if you look at it, the science of Guru-disciple relationship, if we could find a true Guru in lifetime, now the person who's endowed with faith, thirst for God, detachment from world will accept him as his Guru. At this point, Guru does not yet accept him as a disciple unless the person is 100% purified. Okay, now this process is that complete contact, how will it establish? Then Guru will teach him Tattva Gyan, Jeev, Bhagwan, Maya. There is a difference between that. Who are you? Whom do you belong to? Who belongs to you? You know, all that stuff, all the teachings they will give. And then student carries on with sadhana recommended by Guru. That's the next step. And then there's a firm faith in Guru. Guru does yoga ksham based on the extent of surrender. Guru keeps on preserving their knowledge because now the sadhak has started doing sadhana. And then the steps continue. Guru goes on helping the student during his sadhana period. This is how it goes. Guru assists with sanskars, removes impediments, etc. This process will start continuing. And then disciple is ready to receive God and Guru's final grace. When the student's antakaran is purified, Guru provides his grace basically. Now, this is how the process typically goes. Okay, so that is why it's very important to find a Guru, and then your journey will take a leap altogether. Diksha, you could take if that helps you, but it's not a prerequisite. Guru mantra is nothing more than God's name. The day you will, in fact, when somebody gives you Diksha and your heart is purified, on listening to Diksha itself, you can go into Stabdhavastha. Has anybody gone into some kind of a trance, getting that Guru mantra in their ear? Nothing happens. They keep on reciting it like a parrot for the rest of their life. I mean, some people do progress, but nothing will happen just by listening that. But when your heart is purified, if you hear God's name, it will send goosebumps all over your body. You cannot tolerate that bliss. Just hearing that romanch, like they say, will happen. So that is something that can be it. But Guru mantra is nothing basically but God's name, and it is no point in keeping a secret. You can tell everybody to say God's name. That is also Guru mantra. It's nothing different from God's names, and it doesn't have to be a complicated mantra. If you say Radhe Radhe, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, or Sitaram, or Om Namah Shivaya, everything is a Guru mantra in that sense. So it doesn't have to be complicated in that way. Any name of God is a mantra, and you could take aid of that at any point in life, whether you have a Guru or not. And the key is to do it with faith, reverence, and remembrance. That's all. So Guru mantra is not a prerequisite for you to keep on advancing spiritually. That is the key thing. Any questions? And then finally, like I said, Guru mantra, when the student's antakaran is purified, Guru mantra either through ear or by glancing with eyes, hugging, kicking, etc., whichever way he wishes. That's just a formality at that point. Okay, no customization, nothing is needed. All you need to do, Guru's job is to cleanse your antakaran. And then once it is done, he will give you the final grace. That Guru mantra he may choose to give you, it's not even needed, to be honest, at that point. Okay, he will simply give you grace you with the divine bliss that you are entitled for when you are purified. That's all. So there's a lot of hype around initiation and Guru mantra and keeping it a secret and all. I think all you have to do is work on yourself, establish your relationship with Guru, follow his teachings, and everything will fall in place. And it's a mere formality, having that mantra at that point, whether you have it or not. God's name is accessible to everyone, right? And there is no mantra that carries any higher power than God's name himself. It's very simple. All right.
Nitinji, there is a different perspective. In the chat, there is a message. If I can go ahead and read it. So the message is from Ganpriya ji. She has mentioned that I have received Diksha and Mantra from a family guru few years back. Okay. And I feel it helps to make us be connected in mind to God and Guru when we chant it, and also helps to motivate us that we are special. So we become more self-disciplined and inclined to daily sadhana.
So that's good.
Just, yeah.
Sorry, finish off. Sorry.
Yeah, it is just a religious principle to condition our mind away from the world and get attached to the God. She's saying that maybe something like it is something like Mangal Sutra, which we consider sacred in India and was intended to keep us disciplined.
No, it's a fair point, Ganpade. That's why I'm saying if we do that, it helps us do that, sure. But for people who should not make the goal, initiation, their goal, that I'm not initiated, so I cannot progress spiritually, or nobody has given me Guru Mantra, so I'm missing out on something. I'm just dispelling that aspect of it. If you have it, it works for you, great. That's perfectly okay. I'm not saying if you get initiation or you get a Guru Mantra, your spiritual journey. No, nothing of that sort. End of the day, whatever helps you focus your mind and take your mind to God, that's perfectly okay. If you treat it like an obligation at that point, I feel connected, perfectly fine. All I'm trying to dispel that stereotype or the common popular belief that initiation is needed, a mantra is needed, and then only your formal spiritual process starts. I'm just trying to put that in perspective. Maharaj has tackled this question very systematically in a lot of his lectures. That's all it is. But yes, if it works for you, sure. It is not a prerequisite, is all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying degrading it, that no, don't do that. Nothing of that sort. If you do that, there are a lot of organizations that follow that process, perfectly okay. Okay. But if you don't do that, that is okay as well, because spirituality is not dependent upon a formal initiation as such, or having a Guru Mantra spoken to you in your ear, and then anybody else is any lesser if they don't do that, is all I'm trying to say here.
Thank you, Nitinji. One more quick question from Michelle Ji. I think she mentioned her question was about what is mantra, Guru Mantra. Is it Gayatri Mantra? That was a question, and I believe it might be answered. You have already mentioned.
Any mantra, Michelle Ji. I would say if you recite God's name, that is more than enough. If you say, whether it's Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, or you do Radhe Radhe, or you do Siyaram, whichever is your Ishtadev, where you feel a connect and you can remember that God's name, that itself is a mantra. There's no bigger mantra than that. In fact, when you call God's name, not even perfectly, okay, that is also a mantra for you. Yashoda Maiya, she would not even call Krishna, with his name Kanha, come here. He'll say, hey, Kanua, come here. Now, is it not a mantra? That is also a mantra. His sentiments behind calling somebody, that counts. So in the path of devotion, when you remember God, whatever name appeals to you, that's fine. But God's name, as they say in our scriptures, he has put all of his powers in his name. So when you are calling God, any name that is, comes naturally to your mind, that becomes your mantra. You don't need a very formal, sophisticated mantra actually around it. People have that conception, oh my God, this is a Siddha mantra. And when we say, in fact, if you say Gayatri mantra, that is good. But typically our Vedic scriptural mantras, the way you recite it, the swar in which you recite it, there are a lot of rules around that. Okay, if you get it wrong, it can have a counterproductive effect. So why to complicate things? Why can't we simply say God's names? Yeah. So there was a mantra, I think there was a, what you call that, there was a demon who was trying to worship Brahmaji and to get some power, and then Indra, he did some trick that when he was reciting that mantra, there was a twist he did, and because of which, instead of becoming powerful, he kept on becoming weak. So it's very nuanced, those complicated mantras. So let's not get into that. Why do we need a complicated mantra when we have God's names accessible to us? Sitaram, Radhe Krishna, Om Namah Shivaya, simple. Why to go with sophisticated mantras? That's not needed at all. In fact, with Kumbhakaran, it happened as well. When he was worshipping, then whenever somebody worships, then Indra is the first one who gets insecure, because people go for Indra's asanas. So when he was about to ask for that boon to Brahmaji, Indra went and pleaded to Saraswati that, can you do a bit of a dance on his tongue? So she said, all right, I'll do that to protect you. So when, instead of asking Indrasan, he ended up asking Nidrasan. Okay, and Brahmaji said, Tathastu. So this guy, Nidrasan means put me to sleep forever, instead of asking for the throne. So a little bit of syllable change and everything became different. And then Ravana pleaded that, hey, this guy worshipped you for so long. This is not fair if he's going to sleep for the rest of his life. Then Brahmaji said, okay, I'll give a discount offer, 6 months sleep. He said, all right, that's fine. We know the story of Kumbhakaran, right? He used to sleep for 6 months. I mean, I always used to think he had a blessed life. He woke up and got killed by Ram and went to his Vaikuntha Lok, right? But nevertheless, the point here is those mantras, they have to follow certain punctuation, swar, and a lot of rules around it. Simple is just simply say God's names, whichever comes naturally to you, and that is a mantra. It is already a Siddha mantra because God has put his entire power into it. Right? In our scriptures say God has put his complete powers into his name. In fact, it is say Ram se bada, Ram ka naam, that is greater than Ram is his name Ram. Why? Because Ram came and closed his pastimes. But taking Ram's name, so many people have transformed their life. In fact, by saying Ratnakar, he could not even say Ram Ram. He said Mara Mara Mara. And but just by saying that, he transformed his life. He became a Trikaldarshi. He could actually see God's avatar coming in future just by, he transformed his life just by reciting God's name. That is a power in God's name. So that is itself is a Siddha mantra. You don't need any big mantra for that matter. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Nitinji. Radhe Radhe, Sandhya ji, please go ahead.
Yes, Radhe Sandhya.
Radhe Radhe. So, something that I wanted to add for this initiation thing, I feel that for those it works, for those for whom it works, it could be more of the faith on the Guru and rather than any particular specific thing. And that's why I guess like if you accept whatever the Guru is saying with faith and follow that practice, and with respect to not sharing with others, it could be like others who do not have faith may end up doing spiritual transgression, and hence to prevent that they may have. I mean, I'm just saying this is for in cases where it works, probably this could all. I mean, most important thing is the faith on Guru, as what we are learning in this particular verse also, than anything else, right?
True. There's a faith in Guru, right? That is giving you the credit for that. There is definitely plays a big role in that. Faith on the Guru itself. Ratnakar did the same. He did not say for how long I have to say Mara Mara. What if you don't come back? What does it mean? Nothing of that. He just had faith in his Guru and he kept on reciting it and he got the fruit of it. Very true.
And the other thing is like for our own selves, yes, we can evaluate whether we are there or not. But again, for someone else, it's not necessary, like even if they have realized or even if they are pure, whether it will manifest in terms of bodily reactions in front of us and whether we will be able to perceive it, right?
True. So point is, it's for you don't have to judge others. It's for your own
Yeah.
self. What if
Right.
they choose not to many? Yeah. So the point is, when your mantra is put in your eyes, there will be immediate manifestation of it because you have prepared the vessel to receive it. Not that you receive it and afterwards you prepare the vessel. And that process can unfold as well, but typically it is a mere formality at that point. Okay.
Yeah, and someone has, I think, asked you to share the next slide, Shweta ji. She hasn't had the chance to read it completely.
This one?
Yes. And Rahul ji, you will say what you were saying, right? So I will not say.
Wait, Rahul.
That's it. Rahul, yeah.
Yeah. Rahul ji, I have made you a co-host.
Radhe Radhe. If time permits, Nitinji, we can have a short 1.5 minute video on the team mode of Kahoot so that people can get aware of what they are looking for
Okay,
tomorrow.
so now we have Team Kahoot we are going to experiment around with. So yes, let's do that so that everybody gets comfortable with it. Go ahead and do that. And by the way, I wanted to let you know that we have another Kahoot coming up, Diwali Kahoot on Saturday. So prepare for that. Our quiz master is going to get another assignment. We'll talk about it later. This Saturday, we'll have a Diwali Kahoot. There'll be some exciting giveaways as well. So it would be great if all of you can participate and check out, how well you know about Diwali and something related to that itself, and there'll be lot of giveaways around that as well. So just wanted to announce that. Go ahead, Rahul. If you want to share.
Nitinji, she wants the next slide. She just messaged.
Oh,
We have some very serious students here. Okay, next slide. Rahul has already hijacked my, so I'll
Oh,
play.
sorry. Yeah, I think you can go ahead. Yeah, probably I can share.
Or you want me to share again?
Yeah, you can show the slide.
Okay, I'll quickly share it, and then this one.
I don't know. Is this the one, Shwetaji? I guess so.
Okay, go ahead, Rahul.
She said one before this. Yeah, she wants this.
Okay.
Should be good.
All right. I'm going to share now. Yes, Rahul, all yours.
Let me know once you can see the screen.
yes.
Okay, see that. So we all can put in our individual name, but we'll be assigned some teams. Is that what you're going to show us?
Yeah, so that is what I'm trying to show here, that you will see 4 teams. I can put more teams also, maybe others, and then whoever is not part of a saver team, maybe they can join others. But
Yeah,
this is what, yeah, so go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, so what we can do is we can have these 4 teams. You can go with your names or somebody else's name. That is perfectly okay.
Yeah.
And then you one more team we can form as a general catch-all kind of a team. We can give another name, right?
Yeah, yeah, we can add. And now on the left,
Shiva and Sadhana.
Sadhana, yeah, yeah.
So then we can
And
join
now-
any of the teams. We have an option to join any of the teams.
Yes, yeah, that is what I wanted to show you. So this is what you will see on your screen, yeah. The mobile tab which is there, that is what it will show you, yeah. And this is the main screen. So let's watch that. You type in the pin, and then it connects. You have to just put your name, whatever the name is there. I just put Laddu. And now you see here, it shows you, okay, which team you have to pick. I just added few more.
No, but I chose my name, but how do I choose a team? I get a chance to choose a team as well.
Yeah, it was there, yeah. So when you go here, so see, it says join a team.
Okay,
now
got
you
it.
can click on that, yeah. So it will pick you.
Oh, so it'll be a 2-step process. First you put your name and you join a team too.
Yeah, you have to join the team.
Perfect. Okay, got it. Okay.
Once we join the team, yeah, then we have to play normally, yeah.
So what will happen then if team everybody score counts up basically?
Yes, so it will be an average. So for example, if there are 5 players in selfless, so if they answer it wrong or right for one question, it will try to average it. So at the end, podium, you will see the team which wins, but in the full report, you can see the player names like rank 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so
that is a good thing.
You'll see the team and individual as well.
So one has to follow an honor code that they join their own team or
No, because up to them basically. Now, if they choose to help out other team, then
it could also be other way around, no?
Other way around, yeah. It'll be an honor system. You can't pull down any team, but it's better to do that because
So I just wanted to show that, and then once you move ahead, and then we start the play. It shows a 5-minute team talk. I can remove that. It doesn't matter because everybody is joining online. But the thing is that we should be trying to answer the correct thing. Otherwise, the average score might drop for that question for a team.
I think it'll be good one. Yeah, it'll be good actually.
I guess to start with, maybe we will not have team talk, but maybe later on we could consider this like break rooms and team talks where people can discuss and then answer.
Yeah, correct.
First play like that and then we can improvise. I think it'll be good. And then we can have a journal catch-all team, maybe a 5th team who have not yet joined the team. So it'll be interesting. So we'll have a team report and we'll have an individual report.
Yes, I mean, individual report will be there, but on podium, you will see the team. So I just wanted to play a 1-minute video. Yeah. So here it shows you like Laddu did from enthusiastic, and these are the points. And then once you go, it will show you. So it shows you the scorecard. Yeah, I don't know, but what happened, but it will show you the scorecard. So that is what it will show you. Then again, another question, same thing. at the end, it will show you something like this: podium, third, second, first, a team name.
Wonderful.
And later on, we can download the same report, and I will show you that screenshot also. So once you download the report, you will see that now there is no team name. It shows you the individual.
This is
So
a
people
time
can check. Yeah.
Vicky has already showed up on the podium. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. But do Chiki, yeah. So.
All right. No, it's going to be interesting. I think so. Everybody has a chance to make your team shine tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we will have a miscellaneous team as well. I'm sure they are going to give all the teams a run for their money. There's a good odds of the miscellaneous team doing well, and then we'll have an individual report. So let's play it that way. We'll keep on. Anybody who has feel this will be interesting way to play, or you feel individual thing is, I think let's give it a shot. What do you think?
Two of our team leads have already raised their hands.
Yes, Monica ji, go ahead. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Monica ji. Radhe
Radhe. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. But then Nitinji, miscellaneous team should not have more than, let's say, the number of team members like each team has, right? Otherwise, we'll anyways lose. So miscellaneous 1, miscellaneous 2, miscellaneous 3, 10 team members each, something like that we'll have to figure out, right? Because there are many people who are not there.
Rahul, what if one team has more members, will they get better score, average?
So if one team has more members and then answer it wrongly, then their score will be down because it is the average. That is what we have to consider.
What if it's right?
What if it
we
is
can
right?
keep the number of the players constant in each team. Like not more than 6 members in each team.
Difficult to enforce, right?
I don't think we can we keep a cap? No,
So
right?
I haven't tried to that limit.
No, it will, if we keep that, who will be the top 6 will be there. Then just arranging the logistics will take time.
Yeah, it will be difficult.
So then let people join teams instead of having miscellaneous. They'll allow them to join teams also. They can join any team, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, join a team.
Otherwise, it'll be 10, 10, 10, and then 20 in miscellaneous. So we'll anyways lose.
Let's see.
Win-win, but still.
Yeah, let's see if it.
Okay, let's not read too much into it. We'll get an individual report.
And anyway, tomorrow, people can join any of the teams. They can join either miscellaneous or any of the 4 teams.
Yeah.
But the ones who belong to the 4 teams should be joining their corresponding teams. Right?
Anyways, you are getting the final report card in terms of individual team players.
Yeah.
So you will get your performance thing also.
Rate a little differently. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yes, Shyamji, wanted to say something?
Please go ahead, Shyamji.
Shyamji, muted.
Get a chance.
I think we both are trying to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm there. Yes. Do we get a chance to promote our teams so that people can join us? First thing. Second thing, what if we combine Seva as one team? Then where does the score goes?
Yes.
And
Game.
what happens
Let's do that.
if we do not play for winning? We just play for our own self.
Oh, that's fine.
Seva teams versus miscellaneous.
So next time, अभी जैसे राहुल जी ने बताया वैसे कर लेते हैं, and then next time onwards we can always make more changes and be more creative around it. And
we'll see how that goes. Okay, let's at least our quiz master is improvising and coming up with the new ideas. Let's give it a shot, and then we'll see.
Yeah, I have not tried how many maximum participants can be there in a team. If that doesn't work, then we can try to reshuffle it. Sure. But I think it will work, and we can add
more teams and a miscellaneous team and see how that goes tomorrow.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
Why don't we try one real quiz like in real time in Dallas so that we can have 4 teams like we have on the TV?
Yeah, if you want to do in person, then we'll do a Jeopardy. That's even more fun.
Right.
Unfortunately, Jeopardy, I cannot do it here online because that, you need teams and a lot of coordination around it. In person, Jeopardy is pretty much fun. So if you come over, Jeopardy is much more fun actually when you have live audience, and I've done it. I'll figure out if there's a way to manage it.
We can do once a month or once in 2 months.
Oh, so people will fly over and come and play and then go back, huh? Okay, that's nice.
Depends if you want to go back and stay there. That's their call.
Sure. But I'm excited about this tomorrow. So let's see how that unfolds.
Thank you so much. Radhe Radhe.
Please fill in the feedback tracker if you have any questions related to that, because we'll have quiz and then maybe one more session on Guru topic and then we move to the next shloka. Any questions that are not answered, I'm going to talk about Guru.
Yes. Yes, Nitinji, there is one question from Ajitji.
Yes.
How
Ajit.
do we get grace of Guru and get experience of the same?
How do we get grace of Guru? Grace of Guru, basically, it's like the more you surrender, Sharanagat you become, follow the instructions, the more grace will come. That's a rule Guru follows as well. So this is how I see it, right? When Guru has to grace you, he has to follow a rule. He cannot grace whimsically. So what Guru does is, now his hands are tied. He cannot just start throwing out grace just like that without any rule. So when he has to grace you, he gives you seva. Because when you do seva, you are freeing up his hands. And that is why I keep on saying, render service unto him, right? Even in this shloka, Lord Krishna is saying, approach a spiritual master, render service unto him. So when Guru has to grace, his grace, the prelude to that grace will come through a seva. Do the seva with an Nishkam Bhav and for the sake of Guru Kaj, and the grace will flow. That is how it works. So next time a seva comes to you, just imagine Guru is creating room so that he can grace you. That is why the seva is coming. That is the beauty of seva. Okay. Yeah. So Ram Nam and Ram Kaj. If we think about Kaj, seva is higher. This happened when Hanumanji went to Lanka. He went to Lanka and he saw Tulsi in one of the houses and Ram in door. He said, oh my God, in this place, that was the last thing I expected to see. And then he saw morning, Vibhishan comes out and he was saying Ram Ram. And then Hanuman and they have a conversation. He said, how come, I have been saying Ram Ram for so many years. I have not been able to meet my spiritual father Ram. Anyway, they struck a deal that you make me meet my spiritual father, I'll make you meet the spiritual mother. Okay, Hanuman will make Hanuman meet Sita, and then Hanuman said, I'll make you meet Ram. But he asked this question to Hanuman that how come I have been saying Ram Ram for so many years and Ram has not graced me, I have not been able to see him. And Hanuman said a very classic thing. He said, because you've been saying Ram Nam and I am doing Ram Kaj. So the Kaj, when you get into seva, a lot of possibilities open up. That is the beauty of seva. So Guru grace will come when you do Guru Kaj. When you render service unto him, because they will give you sevas which are tailored for you to confront your inner demons or to confront your secret stash so that you can move forward. If you'll not do seva, you'll be stuck where you are. You may do sadhana and think I'm progressing. When you go to the real world, situations will come. You will remember, oh my God, I did not know my mind still behaved the same. So seva will immediately test you out. Okay, it will hit you those areas that you don't even want to admit yourself that I still have these frailties. That is the beauty of seva. And Guru designs it, creates those turbulences, situations, circumstances for you. Yes, Rahul.
Yeah, Rahulji, please go ahead.
Devotional segment also. Yeah.
Okay, yes, devotional segment. We move on to that. We have 5 minutes
Yes.
or maybe a couple of hands we can take, and thank you everybody. Please stay back for our devotional segment. Fill out the feedback tracker for the questions that you may have. Now let's move on. I see a lot of hands. Manisha ji is going to sing today. Amazing.
So I wanted to actually make an announcement, not a devotional segment for now. Like it's about SMX tomorrow. So for people who want to interact with Swamiji, get his mentorship directly, like especially when we are discussing the topic of Guru and the fact that you can directly interact with Guru. So yeah, there is a Swami Mukundanand exclusive platform. We will share the link in the chat, and there is interaction with him tomorrow morning at 10:45, 9:45. I will just
Have
put
a,
that in the
yeah,
chat.
SMX membership. It's a very nominal price, but then you get to interact with him so frequently. Right? Previously, people used
Every
to
2
go to
weeks.
caves and mountains and find his guru, and they would have a darshan once in their lifetime. Now, with technology, we can have that darshan as frequently as we want. Okay, that is the beauty of technology and being in Kali Yuga. So let's make the most of it if you really want to. So
Yeah, thank you, Sandhya ji. There is quick announcement also, Nitin ji, if I can take a moment.
yes,
Yeah, it is about the Grand Diwali Mahotsav with Swamiji, which is going to start from tomorrow onwards. That is November 9th to 13th, and that is in person as well as online. So I've shared the link to join this Diwali Mahotsav. Please do all join. It is starting from November 9th to 13th. It will continue to celebrate.
thank you. Yes, looking forward to that celebrations. I see 4 hands for devotional segment today. So let's do
Yes.
one by one.
So let's start. Let's move on to the devotional segment.
Let's do one by
Oh,
one. So Monica ji, you had a question? Not
Monica
seeing
ji,
you.
you have a question? Okay,
Go ahead.
yeah. Please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe. Yes, I just wanted to thank you, Nitin ji, for bringing up the principle of freeing Guru's hand when you get seva. I mean, this again, a lot of clarity, right? Not many people understand the concept of seva and then how the grace flows just when you get into seva, right? So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Yet again.
The Guru has to grace you, will come and give you a seva. That's how it works. That is the power of seva. And that is the tool Guru uses to grace you, basically.
Exactly. This one, yes.
So Pakad, just hold on to this nugget. Very powerful.
Yes.
All right.
Radhe Radhe.
Go ahead, Manisha ji. And we are looking forward to your bhajan as well today. Yes, go ahead, Rahul.
Yes, Rahul ji, Radhe Radhe, please start the devotional.
Radhe Radhe. Radhe Govind Govind Bo. Radhe Govind Bo. सेवा ही अपना साध्य जान सब स्वर्ग और अपवर्ग मां है प्रबल लालसा मोर राधे राधे गोविंद बोल राधे गोविंद गोविंद बोल राधे राधे गोविंद बोल.
Beautiful, very nice. Thank you, Rahul. Short and sweet. Yes, Manisha ji, go ahead, please.
Radhe Radhe, Manisha ji, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe. Actually, I wanted to ask a question, and then I thought, yeah, I had prepared my bhajan
You can
3 days back.
You can sing the question as well. That is perfectly okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It was just, can I?
Yes, yes, sure.
Okay. Actually, I was confused. Like, though I'm following sadhana, and I got initiated by Sadhguru and following his sadhana, and along with that, can I continue like with the naam jap, the chanting, or any other? Like, is it something two things are clashing, or?
So let's talk about that. See, basically, end of the day, ananyata would help. Ananyata means that when you have started digging a well, your odds of getting water off that well increase. Continue doing that. But at the same time, you have to follow your calling as well. It's not that you are stuck with one thing only. If you're ready for devotion and other things, why not? Right? Be brave enough to latch on to that. And so it's not like you're doing Guru Droho or something of that sort. We'll talk about this topic, the next one. Are we doing Guru Droho if we are not doing this? Multiple, no, nothing of that sort. Buddha, he had 80 gurus, right? He changed so many gurus along the way because one guru can take you up to a certain level and then you have to move on and to move on and to move on. It doesn't mean you become negative about your previous guru, but anything that is benefiting you, you have to latch on and keep on progressing. So we can talk offline about more it, right? But
actually, because when I was doing today, when I in the morning when I was doing the sadhana, continuously that Krishna name was there, and I was following the process, the a lot of stages are there in during that sadhana, but I couldn't help, like there was like continuously Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Ram, everything
But why
messed
would
up.
you be scared in that case, right? It's a good problem to have. If Krishna is taking control of your mind, you are privileged. So it's not like, okay, no, Krishna, I need to do something different because I started off something being some. It's a good problem to have. Just go with the flow. You are the chosen one. I mean, Krishna does not. It's a privilege to get hooked on to Krishna. So make the most of it, I would say. So if devotion is something that is becoming your calling, I think you should be happy more than becoming nervous around it. It doesn't mean that if you've taken an initiation, now your spiritual journeys has to be like that. Otherwise, somebody will become upset. No, gurus are merciful. They don't curse. They'll be happy if you move towards God. Okay. It's not that they will say, how dare you move towards God and not do what I'm telling you. No, nothing of that sort. Will be more than happy actually. A true guru would be very happy actually when you go to devotion or you are going towards God. Right? They don't curse and all that stuff that you think. So if that is the fear you have, you need to get over that fear. And devotion is the most beautiful gift you can give to yourself anyways. I hope that answers. Okay. If you want to talk more, we can certainly discuss offline. Yeah.
That one bhajan, but it's not properly prepared, but I will just. Yeah.
Sure.
कोई जाए जो वृंदावन मेरा पैगाम ले जाना, मैं खुद तो आ नहीं सकता, मेरा प्रणाम ले जाना। ये कहना मुरली वाली से तुम अब मुझे कब बुलाओगे, पड़े जो जाल माया के उन्हें तुम कब छुड़ाओगे, मेरा जो हाल पूछे तो मेरे आंसू बता देना, कोई जाए जो वृंदावन मेरा पैगाम ले जाना, जो रातें जाग कर देखे मेरे सब ख्वाब ले जाना, मेरे आंसू तड़प मेरे सब भाव ले जाना, न ले जाओ अगर मुझको मेरा सामान ले जाना, कोई जाए जो वृंदावन मेरा पैगाम ले जाना, जब उनके सामने जाओ तो उनको देखते रहना, मेरा जो हाल पूछे तो जुबान से कुछ नहीं कहना, बहा देना कुछ एक आंसू मेरी पहचान ले जाना, कोई जाए जो वृंदावन मेरा पैगाम ले जाना, मैं खुद तो आ नहीं सकता, मेरा प्रणाम ले जाना। राधे राधे।
Manisha ji, so awesome, very nice, beautiful bhajan. So, by the way, I'm seeing the chat, and Monica ji is saying I was also initiated by Sadhguru, but I followed my calling. Now, if you have so much of emotions and outpour for Krishna, I don't need what else would you, right? So it is very, very special, very, very beautiful, and just keep hanging on to it and see where it takes you. I don't see any reason for you to be apprehensive or fearful about what you're doing. So just carry on doing what you're doing. In fact, I heard Sadhguru in one of his lectures say that if you already have bhakti, you don't need me. I've heard him say that. So bhakti is the highest, and if you have that gift or getting it, just hang on to it. It's not a problem. It's a privilege actually to fall in love with Krishna or feel these sentiments for him. Thank you. It was very, very beautifully and soulfully sung. Loved it. And I saw some people almost on the verge of crying as well on this one. Great, Manisha ji. Loved it. Very, very nice. My God, thank you so much. Manisha ji, loved the bhajan, heard it for the first time. Thank you so much. So soulful. Such a beautiful voice. Wow. That is a lot of kudos coming your way. Thank you. All right. Swati ji, you wanted to do that as well? Maybe the last one for the day, and then we wrap it up.
Yes. Swati ji, Radhe Radhe. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Radhe Radhe. Today is the last para, so I'll just finish that also. And actually, the topic of Guru is going recently, so I selected this bhajan for that. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Yeah.
गुरुदेव दया करके मुझको अपना लेना, मैं शरण पड़ा तेरी चरणों में जगह देना, दर्शन का प्यासा हूँ, इस जग में अकेला हूँ, अपना लो मुझे स्वामी।
What happened? Did you lose Swati ji?
I think we lost.
Slide.
We got disconnected. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we can wrap up our session. It's a little over already.
गुरुदेव दया करके मुझको अपना लेना. Any problem was there?
No, I think we lost you, but just as I was about to say, your voice came back again.
Okay, but it was complete or something incomplete?
Yeah,
it's okay.
I think you did complete it. Very nice.
Okay, thank you, Radhe Radhe.
Thank you, Swati ji.
Thank you, sir.
And, okay. All right. So Komalji's question we'll take tomorrow. Guru Seva and all that stuff. So Komalji, stay tuned. Tomorrow we'll take your question. So thank you again, everybody, for your enthusiastic participation. And we will get into our quiz tomorrow and talk. It's going to be a different quiz, team quiz tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. So our quiz master is going to be super ready. And Rahul, let's talk more about the Diwali quiz as well. Okay, I'll need your help because there's nobody else who can prepare better quizzes than you do right now. And thank you again, everybody, for your enthusiastic participation. I shouldn't be using enthusiastic word so much, right? People will say I'm partial towards a team. For your selfless, vinamra, and ananya participation as well. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Radhe Radhe. Good day.
Radhe Radhe. Thank you, Nitin ji, for such an awesome session. Thank you, everyone. Stay blessed. See you all tomorrow.
See you all tomorrow. Bye.